The debate on whether magic spells need specific words or if they're just placebos involves a closer look at how magic works in the wizarding world. Professor Flitwick insists on precise pronunciation, but there are some issues with that idea. Firstly, students from different places have different accents, and foreign wizards can cast spells successfully, which makes us wonder if spellcasting requirements are really universal. Belief is crucial in magic, allowing people to cast spells even with pronunciation variations. Think of it like the placebo effect. Focusing on specific words might boost young wizards' confidence, helping them control their magic better. Believing in the right incantation empowers the spellcaster. Terry Pratchett's view that magic depends on belief and desire aligns with the idea that magic works based on the caster's intention. Instances from Harry Potter's early experiences and Snape's use of a branch show the power of desire-based magic, where the verbal part might be less important. When we look at advanced wizards like Dumbledore and Voldemort using non-verbal magic, it supports the idea that understanding and focusing on desired outcomes matter more than memorizing specific words. But desire-based magic has its downsides, like the unpredictability and potential dangers of accidental magic during emotional outbursts. This suggests that, while belief and desire are powerful, a stable magical society needs some structure and control, which specific spells offer. Examining flaws in Flitwick's explanations, like the universality of spells across accents, the difficulty of learning non-verbal spells, and the chaotic situations when spells are cast, challenges the strict focus on specific words. Emphasis on verbal precision might be a learned behavior that stops wizards from trying alternative methods. Lastly, the apparent failure of wizards, especially younger ones, when they mispronounce spells, might be because they're too reliant on verbal spellcasting. This suggests that believing in the necessity of specific words can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, making it hard to cast spells without verbal cues. The words, although not inherently magical, play a crucial role in focusing and differentiating the magic according to the user's intent. Verbalizing the spells is seen as a fundamental step in helping novice witches and wizards organize and direct their magical abilities. It's likened to the early stages of learning handwriting or sports, where repetitive practice ingrains the necessary muscle and mental memory. The process of verbalizing spells with an emphasis on correct enunciation serves to drive home the importance of focus, making it a foundational skill that becomes second nature over time. Non-verbal spells exist, showing that words are not the sole source of magical power. Some believe that the words themselves are not meaningless, but become ingrained to the point where they flow naturally, like a well-practiced skill. Spells like Sectum Sempra are examples where the specific words are crucial. However, as one becomes stronger and more skilled, the reliance on words and wands may diminish, paralleling the progression in learning to write or mastering stylistic rules in creative endeavors. While the correct pronunciation may matter, it's not necessarily tied to a specific accent, with the example of wizards adapting spells to their own accents. Creating a spell in the wizarding world, such as Snape's Sectum Sempra, involves a complex interplay of intention, understanding, and magical proficiency. One perspective, inspired by Michelangelo's notion of sculpting, suggests that the spell is not necessarily created, but rather discovered. It's as if the magical potential is already present, and the wizard or witch must unveil it by combining the right intention with the appropriate incantation. However, this theory faces challenges when applied to spells with intricate effects or specific purposes, like the Patronus charm or the enchantment on the golden snitch. For these spells, a mere guessing game seems unlikely, pointing to the possibility that some spells may be inventions rather than pre-existing magical potentials. The question of whether spells are inventions or discoveries parallels philosophical inquiries into the nature of math. Do we invent math, or do we discover it? Similarly, understanding how magic and spells work may enable wizards to expand on existing magical knowledge. The connection between the incantation and the mind's focus suggests that the incantation serves as a guide, helping the wizard concentrate on their intention. However, a persistent issue arises with spells like Sectum Sempra, where the caster is unaware of the spell's effect. This challenges the notion that the incantation merely focuses the mind, as the mind lacks clarity on the spell's outcome. It raises questions about how such spells can consistently produce the same effect when the caster is uncertain about the spell's nature. The creation of spells involves involves a combination of theoretical knowledge, precise movements, and correct pronunciation. Classes teach the use of formulas, trigonometry, and appropriate pronunciation for spellcasting. Different wand movements correspond to the nature of spells, with sharp jabs for aggressive spells and slower, softer movements for non-aggressive ones. Although the books don't delve into the theory extensively, it is suggested that Latin forms the basis for many spells. Replacing the effect of an existing spell might be challenging. Mispronunciations like Wizard Barafio's incident with a buffalo highlight the importance of correct pronunciation. Even with the right movements, an incorrect pronunciation can lead to unintended consequences. Ministry approval is required for new spells, similar to the process for becoming an animagus. However, the scrutiny only occurs when someone actively applies for approval. Spells can circulate outside official channels, as seen with Harry using Sectum Sempra without it being a ministry-approved spell. The dissemination of spells seems to occur informally. Individuals share handwritten notes or teach others the incantations and movements, creating an unofficial knowledge base. The incantation itself serves as a sort of command, summoning an action without the need for the caster to understand the spell's intricacies. There isn't a comprehensive magical database, and spells appear to be passed down through shared knowledge rather than a centralized authority. The creation of a spell to counter Avada Kedavra within the wizarding world is theoretically possible. However, crafting such a counter curse would require a significant amount of time, skill, and caution. Testing it against Avada Kedavra itself would be exceptionally dangerous given the lethal nature of the curse. The difficulty of reversing death is probably a dark subject, which is essentially the work of necromancy. Even if a counterspell existed, its effectiveness in a real duel is questionable. Due to the speed and unpredictability of spellcasting, reacting to Avada Kedavra and using a counter curse is deemed improbable, with Protego being a more practical defense against various spells. Wizards may lack curiosity about magic and its workings, hindering the development of counterspells. However, there are magical experts like Nicholas Flamel and Dumbledore engaged in the systematic study of magic, showing a broader interest in understanding its intricacies. The etymology of Avada Kedavra comes from abracadabra, an old Hebrew healing prayer, speculating that the spell's efficacy relies on the caster's genuine intent to kill. Countering Avada Kedavra might be possible by using the curse with pure love and a desire for someone's survival. This perspective challenges the notion that the counterspell is elusive due to societal taboos. There are power levels in the wizarding world, implying that a potent Protego might offer protection, as Moody suggested to its inexperienced students. What is the concept of countering death? Existing magical shields can already deflect the curse, like the statue used by Dumbledore in the Ministry of Magic. Thank you for watching this essay. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, don't forget to subscribe for more Wizardry World video. Avada Kedavra.